Hello back on Let's Talk Books. Today we have a very special guest joining us today. Tune in with the host, I am Masoud, in about 10 minutes. Your host, I am Masoud. Our guest today came all the way from Wollongong. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're enjoying it here in Dubai.
Having me on Let's Talk Books. Today I'm very happy and I'm enjoying the weather here in Dubai, and Dubai is just amazing.
Good to hear that. Now, can we move on to the questions? And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harland will answer all of your questions about his spectacular and well-known novel, World Shaker. Okay, to start with, can you tell us about the plot of World Shaker and the main characters in the novel?
Of course. World Shaker tells a story of the first crack in the age of imperialism. World Shaker talks about the main character, Colbert Porpentine, that began a revolution against his family. Filthies against upper decks. This novel looks at the classes that we explore in life. There's the upper deck people. Those people are healthy, rich ones who live in the first class of the ship. The other class is the lower deck people. Those people are called filthies and menials. In the novel World Shaker, they are described as inhuman and dirty by the upper deck people. They are treated with contempt and revulsion, although they are not what the upper deck people think of them.
How is Colbert Porpentine represented in the novel?
Colbert Porpentine is one of the main characters in the novel. He is represented as an individual who has the power to create massive change. Cole changes throughout the novel. He changes from someone who doesn't know that filthies are just like them to someone who turns his back against his family to fight for the rights of the filthies. Smart and bold character. His actions aren't like any other person from the upper deck. He is unique when it comes to the way he talks and the way he walks. His visual image is his white chest, as Sir Mormus told Cole. He's very clean and well organized as well. Cole is a tall young man with broad forehead, black eyebrows, and gray eyes.
Let's have a break and we will be right back on Let's Talk Books.
I'm 16. I have cancer. And I'm doing okay.
The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Available now on all stores including letstalkbooks.com. We're back on Let's Talk Books. Today's episode, for whoever just joined us on the radio, is with Mr. Harland and his famous book, World Shaker. And we're just asking Mr. Harland some questions about his worldwide known novel, World Shaker. And the third question is, what language features were used by you to develop the character, Mr. Harland?
Throughout the novel, the language features used to develop Cole are very basic things, such as introducing him as a well-mannered boy who's very innocent, educated, self-confident, and has a very important role to be played in his life, becoming the next Supreme Commander of the World Shaker, following the steps of his grandfather. Colbert uses repetition many times during his conversations, as well as his conversations leads to how educated and how he uses very sophisticated language too.
What values and beliefs does the character have, and why did you choose to give this character those values and beliefs? What message were you trying to give the readers?
There are many values and beliefs that built the character Colbert Porpentine. Most importantly, Cole believes that honesty is very important, as he said in the novel. If you remember in this part where he says, truth is the most important of all virtues. He believes that the filthies are treated poorly, believes he is good at multitasks such as his school, the filthies, and his role of becoming the next Supreme Commander. Cole's life turns upside down when he meets a filthy girl called Riff, as he begins to question everything he thought he knew about his world. Cole soon plans a revolution against the upper decks, as he leads the filthies to a better life after knowing what they have to go through in order to survive. I, as an author, decided to give Colbert those values and beliefs because, as a main character in the novel, he is supposed to send a bold message to the readers, and this is what makes him stand out in the crowd.
Most characters experience change throughout the novel, from immaturity or inexperience to maturity and experience. Would you say this is true of your chosen character, Mr. Harland?
This is a very common thing in novels. A novel world shaker shows character growth from innocence and maturity to experience, which is maturity. World Shaker teaches all the readers a lesson. People change. This lesson is taught when one of the rich and most important people on the ship turns his back onto his family to help the filthies get what they deserve in life. At the beginning, the 16-year-old kid Colbert Porpentine was taught that the filthies are bad people that deserve to be slaves for them. But throughout the novel, the Cole discovers that the filthies are just like them. And this is an example of innocence to experience. When the revolution begins between the upper decks and the filthies, Cole chooses to stand for the right. He stood up for the filthies against his family.
What, in your opinion, is the most important theme that is examined through the novel? And why did you choose this theme? What did you want the readers to understand?
As a writer, there are many themes that are explored in the novel World Shaker. But the most important theme is that the individuals have the power to create massive change. I chose this theme to be the most important because I want the readers to understand and believe in themselves. Excuse me. I want them to understand that they have the power to create massive change. And have the power to do what they think they can't do. Throughout the novel, World Shaker provides an example of how Colbert Porpentine, who belongs to the upper deck, changes and creates massive change by making up the revolution between the upper decks and the filthies. I also added this theme because I wanted my readers to understand that there are many real-life examples out there, such as the very powerful and independent man, Martin Luther King, that has definitely impacted our world today. We learned from him that we should have respect and equality between humans no matter what color, shape, size, or origin they come from.
Thank you, Mr. Harland, for joining us today. World Shaker is a very interesting novel and definitely one of the most successful novels out there. Ladies and gentlemen, a special applause for our guest, and thank you everyone for watching today, for listening to today's episode. Tune in next week for another episode with another writer, Darren.
Thank you for inviting me here today. It was such a pleasure to be on such a great radio interview on Let's Talk Books. And I'd like to thank all my fans and for all the support and love.
Thank you for joining us today on Let's Talk Books. Make sure to tune in next week with the host, I am Masoud, with another special guest, Darren Shan.